Welcome to the CineFiles podcast. I am your host, the Ghost Who Smokes, Lo-Fi Wi-Fi, joining with my cousin, Detective Ace, or people like to call him Weirdo. I hope you enjoy. Hello everybody, it's me, Lo-Fi Wi-Fi. Welcome to the CineFiles. Ace, what's up, you piece of shit?
Hey, Lo-Fi, it's been a while. How are you doing, man?
Oh, you know, I'm just living, vibing. Well, I'm not living, I'm a ghost after all. You know how it goes.
You're living your afterlife, my guy.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, living the afterlife. You know how it goes. Is it considered living if you're in the afterlife though? More like you're dying, but you're not dying. If I'm confusing myself. But how are you doing, detective?
I'm doing pretty well. I've been working on some hard-boiled cases. Been busy. Been really busy, but I made the time. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. And speaking about afterlives, uh, we're gonna talk about Spawn 1997.
That's right, that's right. We'll be talking about that in a second. I just want to say, welcome to episode 2, of CineFiles, where we talk about just movies and other just movie stuff related topics, because me and my cousin are passionate about movies. Um, but the first episode we did, we talked about, Crow, The Crow. And speaking of The Crow, when does the new Crow come out? Do you remember?
I believe I'm gonna look it up right now, but I believe July 9th. I'm gonna double check.
Really? Is it getting that close?
Yeah, it's in a month, so let me see.
It's June 28th by the time we're recording this, so you know what? I'm actually quite psyched. And you want to know something? So, I sent Zafina, a friend of ours, a picture of Bill Skarsgård as the Crow, and she's like, "Oh, husband material." I'm like, "Of fucking course you do. Of course you think that." But yeah, then we recommend movies to each other at the end of the first podcast episode, which I recommended him Naked Gun, the first one. Yeah. It was the first one. It don't matter. He knows the one I'm talking about. I showed him. Uh,
Yeah, it was the first one.
yeah.
It was the first one.
Yes, and he recommended me Spawn. And
Yes.
no, not the series, the
Not
movie.
the, yeah, not the good HBO series
Yeah,
or the comics.
no, the fucking movie, which we'll get to that in a second.
So I just looked it up. They delayed it a couple months, so it's coming out August 23rd now.
They delayed it?
Yeah,
Oh
because I
my
believe like
god,
in the
this movie's
trailers,
gonna be so shit! I love it!
because like I believe it was supposed to come out next month or this month, and because I thought it was like June 6th or July 6th, and then now they delayed it to August.
Oh my god, you know this movie's gonna suck.
Yeah, like they played like a bunch when I a couple weeks ago I went to go see Furiosa. Uh, that was really good.
I was
And they played like the trailer there like a couple times, like more than just once.
gonna,
They
at
played the
this
Crow trailer like at least yeah, at like at least like 3 to 4 times
in
they
the
played the
same
trailer.
like movie you went to go see?
Yeah, same movie.
Oh god, if they're doing that like intentionally, the movie's gonna be so bad.
We're gonna be reviewing this movie. We have to.
Oh
We
we,
said
we
that in the first.
oh yeah, we have to now. We have to. Okay, so let's get into business here. Let's get down to
Yes.
business. So Since you are a passionate fuck about Spawn, I assume we're going to talk about my experience with the Spawn movie, correct?
Yes, because I'm very curious to see what you think about one of my favorite guilty pleasures of all time.
Okay, well, so Spawn, 1997, ladies and gentlemen. Director Mark A.Z. Dippy, which who the fuck is that? I I I like look. I remember I looked at his stuff like for a second. I think he's known for visual effects for Jurassic Park and The Abyss and Terminator 2. And he's
Oh
also
my.
and I think he's
Oh,
done visual effects for like other movies too, but that's like his stuff that he's well known for. He's more of a visual effect guy. And which makes me wonder um uh the visual effects of Spawn. I'm curious like how he went so wrong with the atrocity of that movie. Cause Ace, you're a fan of Jurassic Park, right?
oh yeah, love Jurassic Park.
What year was Jurassic Park made?
IMDb. I think on IMDb. Let me
You
check it
should
out real
know
quick.
this. You are a fan of Jurassic Park.
1993. So,
1993.
yep.
And them effects still hold up. They're really good.
hmm
Spawn, 1997.
A little fun fact. This movie came out the same exact year as Batman and Robin.
That's funny.
Just to let you know. That by the way, that from that just quote alone, we already know what kind of shit show we're in. So let's talk about the visual effects. And
Okay, well,
sorry.
we'll talk about the visual effects in a second, but just letting you know, it's terrible. But so starring our the directors Mark A.Z. Doopy, whatever the fuck. Um starring which dude I haven't seen in a hot minute in a movie is Michael J. White. Um John Leguizamo and Martin Sheen, which kind of surprised me. I don't know why. And then there's a few other actors in there, but those are like the top three that were like, oh, that's interesting about, you know?
Oh yeah, and I think like okay, I think Michael J. White as Al Simmons, who is Spawn, for the viewers that don't know anything about Spawn, um, I think it's perfect casting. Like I think it was pretty good casting. Michael J. White is a talented actor. It's just a shame with what they did uh to him in the script that they had.
It's a
Um,
shame that he is not in enough, like, other stuff, you know? I don't think he's in that much stuff. I know he's been in stuff, but he hasn't been in, like, big stuff. And he should, you know?
yeah, I think he's been in a lot of really good TV shows, and I think he's been in small movies, like independent movies and stuff like that.
I mean,
I believe.
he is so perfect in fucking Black Dynamite, which
Mm-hmm.
it's up there in one of my favorite movies. um, he was also in Dark Knight, and it was like some prison movie that had like a was it a prison movie? I don't know, but it was like he was in a movie with Steven Seagal in it, which you know Steven
Yeah.
Seagal. But it's such a shame that he is not in enough shit.
Oh yeah, and I think that even with the script that he had, he wasn't that bad in the movie. I just wish that they wrote a script that was more accurate to the comics. And if we got something a little bit more serious like the comics and a little edgy like the comics, I think it would have been a lot better.
he was doing the best he can with what he got, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
He was doing it. As same with all the actors, but I gotta say, I mean, Martin Sheen did okay, and Michael J. White did fine. But bro, I gotta say, probably what made the movie is fucking John Leguizamo.
I know he's the star of the show.
He fucks up that he is giving it his all in that role, and that's always what I love about movies that are kind of dog shit. Is because like you'll have like one actor that's like, I am here for you. That's the reason why I'm still watching this movie is because of you, and John Leguizamo was the reason for it.
Also, in my opinion, I think perfect casting, but uh okay, so we should talk about the plot before we talk about the performances and stuff for the viewers that don't know anything about Spawn. So, a quick summary. There is a character called Al Simmons, which Michael J. White plays as, of course,
Wait, are you
and
talking about
he's
the movie, or are you talking about the actual
yeah,
just story behind Spawn?
I'm gonna talk about the movie first.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Basically, he's a mercenary that works for Jason Wynn, and basically one day he wants to get out of the business, and Jason Wynn, being an evil bad guy that wants to take over the world, decides to kill him. And so, in a attempt to be resurrected and get to see his wife again, Wanda, uh Al's wife Wanda, he makes a deal with a devil named Malboja, and well, he becomes a hell spawn, which is like the basically the devil's general in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's a quick summary. And the clown, which is also known as the Violator, is there to make sure that Spawn is to do his duty and to make sure that he kickstarts the apocalypse. So, uh, from that summary, we got one hell of a movie, no pun intended.
Yes, one hell of a movie indeed. Now the question is, the big question is this movie good? And I'll give the answer. No. This movie's not great.
What? What do you mean?
And probably back in the 90s when this movie was out, I'm sure this movie was fine. But
uh
the
sorry to interrupt, but even people in the 90s said the movie was shit.
okay, well, I'm trying to be sympathetic to your movie here, all right? So you're shitting on your own movie, Ace. Come
Oh,
on.
I know it's shit, but it's good shit.
I know, but I at least want to give it some. I want to give it like some respect, you know.
We'll give it some respect. There's some things I want to talk about that are actually kind of good in the movie.
Okay, so the reason why this movie's bad, um, well, I think it's because it's got that 90s. It's a 90s movie, so it's got that cheesiness that you all know and love, which it could either make or break a movie. You know how it goes. But I mean, you know, it definitely now when you watch it, it could either make or break you. Um the effects are god awful, which once again, the director, visual effects for Jurassic Park, The Abyss, what other movie did I say? Don't fucking matter. But he made awesome ass visual effects, and somehow he can't make it for this movie. Um, and well, just some of the plot points and everything. Also, the movie's pacing is it's fucked up. Like,
The editing, yeah, it's all over the place.
yes, and also the issue is that like the pacing is bad, and it's just like there's not enough action. Like Spawn's like I mean, when you're watching a superhero movie, you want to see a bit more action, you know. And well, the action that we got was terrible, but you know, at least it was action. I don't know. There's a
And
lot more
yeah,
things wrong with the movie, and I think also, well, since you are a Spawn fan, I gotta know, does this movie offend you in many ways? Because I know how like me, like when I seen the live action version of Cowboy Bebop, which I didn't think it was that bad, but it also wasn't like the greatest thing ever. But it sometimes it can offend a fan and they just want to, you know, just burn their entire house down. I mean, how offended do you feel about the Spawn live action movie?
well, I won't say I'm offended by it. Is it comic accurate? Hell no. Is it faithful to the comics? Hell no. Is it enjoyable sometimes? Hell yeah. Is it like a movie to just laugh at and just have a good time? Yep. Um, like the thing is, it does kind of suck though that they didn't like take it more seriously and be a little bit more edgy with it because like in the comics the art is so beautiful to look at and so cool looking and rich, and even like the story sometimes can be a little too much because Todd McFarlane, in my opinion, sometimes has a little like struggles a little bit with writing a comic, so he just puts a lot of shit in, a lot of expedition,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of it. And but even when you know, like it's a pass, it's okay, but it's a fun read. It's not a bad read at all. Like there's some moments that made me giggle and laugh because it's cheesy and fun. And it was made in the 90s. You know, it was cheesy 90s fun, and it's not a bad thing. And the comics is great. Like the HBO like animated series is like the comics, but in my opinion, written a little bit better. It's just a little richer, and the HBO series is beautiful and a masterpiece, in my opinion. The HBO series is like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
And in the comics, I would give like 9, maybe 10. This movie does this movie yeah, it's not close to those. Not even for a second. Um okay, so I'll say like the movie, how do I say this? They do some things that are kind of cool with some of the practical effects. Like
where?
like that's
Okay, I guess there was some, but also like they like fucked with the 3D effects, their
yep.
3D effects, and they fucked with the practicals. Like they should have stayed practical. It would have been so
Yeah.
much better.
So there's like a scene in the movie with the clown fully turning into like his devil form, his his hell form, and he turns into the Violator, and that's a little CGI, a little practical. You could see in some scenes like that, you could see that's a practical creature, and it looks amazing, and it actually looks good. So I think it's one of the best effects in the movie, and even his suit, like Spawn's costume, actually looks pretty rad.
Yes, yes.
But oh, the cape.
Oh god, the cape.
The cape is terrible. And not only that, he in the movie, he barely wears his helmet. Did you notice that?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, because they wanted to show the beautiful Michael J. White, of course, in his fucked up burned face.
What did you think of those, like those effects, like of those makeup effects of his burned face? Excuse me.
It looked okay, you know, it looked fine, but I mean, if I am a fan of Spawn, if I want to watch a movie about Spawn, I want to see the Spawn outfit. I we only you only get the full shit for like a few scenes.
Yeah. And just so you know, like in the comics and even in the HBO show, he wears the mask all the time. Like rarely takes it off. Rarely.
I understand, like, in the beginning, because he just now, like, died and everything and all that jazz, and he's like, oh, he's got to, like, get his shit together, how, like, some superhero origin shit, you got to go through a process.
Mhm.
However, this process took, like, almost nearly the end of the fucking movie.
Yeah, and in the comics, he doesn't have that. He when he wakes up, he has amnesia. I think they kind of do that in the movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he has amnesia. He doesn't remember Wanda. He doesn't like know who he is. He doesn't know what's going on, and he's in the full Spawn costume. And that's like the whole thing is that he's undead and that's what he looks like and in the first scene when he gets, after he does the deal with Malbolgia in the movie, he comes back and he doesn't have his costume right away. It's kind of weird. And also the alleyway with all the homeless people, that's completely different from the comics. Completely different.
Hmm.
In the comics, there's only a couple homeless people there, and it's not as densely populated as in the movie because in the movie it makes it look like it's like a little town. In the comic, it's just one alleyway.
Yeah.
That's how I always saw it, at
Hmm.
least. And but I will say though, like the scenes where like he when he transforms, like how his suit like goes on his body in the movie actually looks kind of cool. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it only happens like 3 times in the movie.
Yeah. Only, like, basically, yeah.
Uh, we should talk about we should talk about the villain Jason Wynn as well, real quick. So Lo-Fi, tell me, what did you think of this great villain, Jason Wynn?
Who was that? Martin Sheen, right?
Yep, yep, Martin Sheen.
All it is basically, oh, I'm gonna rule the world. I'm a corporate businessman. I gotta take down shit. It's like the most basic bitch villain ever. Like, I mean, what more else can I say about him? Like, the only thing that stood out is like his beard, and it's Martin Sheen. Also,
This man's yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I am so used to seeing Martin Sheen with gay gray hair because I'm so used to him
Hmm.
like in the Spider-Man movie. In like
Yeah.
other movies. I'm not used to him like back like when he first started acting. I'm so used to him like in the modern day. So I'm like, he dyed his hair. Nothing against you, Martin Sheen. You're a good actor. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he was doing something in the movie, but it was basically corporate man rule the world, money, yes, base, basic bitch villain. Is Jason Wynn in the fucking comics?
Yeah, and he's way better
I was
in the
gonna say he
comics.
better be fucking better.
he he's he's still he's still like a corporate guy, but he's more calculating and he plans more things. And he's like he has his hand in politicians and stuff like that. He's kind of like Lex Luthor almost. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, because you
Like
got.
he's written way better in the comics.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, it's. I would hope so.
And by the way, folks at home, in this movie, Martin Sheen, Jason Wynn, he's so evil that he has picture frames, pictures on his wall of nuclear explosions, and he has scorpions in his ashtray.
Wait, was that in the movie?
Yeah, that was in the movie. if you pay attention in the background, when like with the scenes with Michael J. White and him are talking in the office, you can see like he has almost every frame on the wall is of an explosion.
Either I totally forgot about
And,
it, or I just didn't notice.
yeah,
But I mean, it don't
and
matter because it's pretty fucking obvious like who the villain is. Like, come on.
I know. And here's the thing, the which is also a strange choice in the movie because in the beginning of the movie they do immediately like this rush, like a character. Let's see where who the actor is. I'm on IMDb. Uh, is his name Nicole Williamson? He plays as a character called Cogliostro. I think that's how you say his name.
Oh yeah, wasn't
And
he
he's
like
like,
the wise guy character?
yeah, he was supposed to be like the mentor to Spawn
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Al
yeah, yeah,
Simmons.
yeah.
And so
Is he in the
uh
comics?
yes, and he's a lot cooler in the comics.
Once again, I mean, it's the comics for God's sakes.
Um but basically what happened was that like in the movie when it immediately starts, they immediately show you this transition which they use quite often I think in the movie, like quite a few times, of this flaming colon.
Yes, yes,
Y-
yes.
you know what I'm talking about, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
flaming colon. And for some reason he starts talking like about heaven and shows like a dove. And then he's like uh and all it shows all these flashes of all these scenes and so fast, and they show the villain, like they show John, like was all Mo's character. Sorry, I was swallowing some spit. Basically, uh they show him, and like they show the clown and everything and very fast, and they even show like Malbolgia and everything. And the first scene when we see the clown talking to Martin Sheen's character in the movie, like a couple scenes after, he's in shadow to
Oh.
be like some type of mystery. When they just showed him,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember.
when they just showed him a little bit ago, and not just like they just showed, like they showed a bright picture of him too, so you got to see his full face and everything. And the next scene, they show him full in shadow in like a corner, sitting down in the dark. And
Yeah, I
I just
forgot
thought
about
that was
that.
so. I thought that was so funny. And and I there's okay. There's so many scenes. I don't know which one to talk about first because there's just so many bad and funny scenes. Um, I guess lo-fi. Like, what was a scene that surprised you the most?
Now, something funny though is I I was looking before I watched the movie. I remember because like I don't know when I've seen them, but I remember like I seen scenes of like the HBO series of Spawn, and also just like him as a Mortal Kombat character. The voice actor Keith
Mhm.
David, fucking amazing.
Yep.
He that's him. That's basically Spawn. You know when they say like I'm literally Ryan Gosling, Keith David is Spawn. He's literally
Yes.
him. Like there's no competition to it. He's fucking perfect. And so me remembering that great performance and everything. I wonder how Michael J. White is gonna do. Um, well, I remember one scene. What was it? He got like guns or something. He was fighting the one bitch at the ball party, and he was like, I forget what he said. He's like, "Get some, yeah, oh shit." And I'm like, this is like such a fucking like different color of palettes of performance with Michael J. White and with edgy and terrifying Keith fucking David. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking horrendous.
That reminds me. So, So Cagliostro's character, like, he was supposed to like train Spawn, right? He's supposed to train him, teach him about his powers and stuff, get the badass, montage. Because in these movies, like, that's like one of the best parts is get a badass montage, a training montage.
What
We didn't
training
get
did he
one.
do? He didn't
Yeah,
do no
yeah.
training.
So that's what I'm saying. Because remember, they were in the movie. They were building it up. Because like Coleostro's like, you can't do that. You can't just go in and use guns. I gotta teach you how to use your powers. And they immediately cut to the next scene of him getting on a bike, and Coleostra's saying, "Hey, remember, there's a number. Like, if you use your powers are drained, and if your powers drain, you go straight to hell." Which is a thing in the comics, but
Yeah.
there's no montage, you know, showing them train, and they didn't
You know what we
they
got?
didn't do that at all.
Yeah, you know what we got, like, almost like 95% of the movie is Michael J. White going, "Oh! Oh! I gotta get guns, I gotta get guns." Oh! Because he was groaning for, like, every single thing, like, that was happening, which I get, but at first, but, like, okay, you can stop groaning now. Like, groaning in pain, like, get some shit done, train and stuff, but they didn't even do that.
Nope.
Like,
Excuse me.
even the worst superhero. Wait, what? Wait, did the worst super? I'm thinking of Catwoman. Catwoman with Halle Berry. Didn't she do training? I haven't seen that.
Uh,
I haven't seen that movie in years.
I don't think so, dude. Because like she got
Okay, another terrible superhero movie that had a train montage. Daredevil.
yeah. I believe there was montages of him learning his powers and
Yeah,
stuff.
because when he was, because he, as a kid, he got his eyes blinded, and then he's on top of a building and he's like doing backflips and shit or whatever. It's cheesy ass movie. I need to watch that again. That movie's so bad.
The director's cut's way better, but in a good way. Like, so bad it's good.
I bet. Anyways, so yeah, no train in Spawn. I'm very disappointed. I'm sad. I'm crying.
And and okay, so let's yeah, there's no training. There's no like even his powers. Like, there was this moment that made me laugh, and like it was like the Jason Wynn's like assistant, which is also a mercenary lady,
Yeah.
assassin lady for she's new. I don't think she's in the comics. I could be wrong, but
I
from my memory,
she was literally not a character.
nope. She was just there to wear tight clothes.
Yeah, which I mean, hey, not complaining, but still, come on.
And basically, like, there's a scene where she's like, nice outfit, asshole, and she shoots at him. It's like, well, you're wearing like tight leather, no like combat gear at all. What do you mean?
Yeah.
it's like it's like what? And then like she tries to this part made me laugh my ass off, where she tries to kick him in the dick, and his belt
Oh
punctures her
yeah.
leg. Yeah.
Oh god.
And it's just when that scene happened, I'm like, yes, this is the best superpower. This is what makes Spawn the best superhero. Is that he can protect his manhood.
Yeah. Protect my
Yep,
manhood.
10 out of 10 movie. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But uh, John the clown. Uh, he's in the
Look,
movie. The
yes,
clown.
John Leguizamo. Like the best part of the fucking movie. Hands fucking down.
Yes, Lo-Fi. Tell me.
Oh man.
What? Yeah,
He
yeah.
just
Just
he
tell me.
like he he stole the fucking show. I mean, what more else can I say? The man, like, just was having a fucking grand ass time. I don't know how well of a. I don't know if he, like, matched the character in the comics. Did he at all? Like,
No, but that doesn't take away from his performance
no,
because his
right.
performance,
I was just
yeah.
curious. But, yeah, he was great. Like, I mean, there's nothing. He ate a because you told me this. He ate a pizza that
Mm-hmm.
was covered in maggots, like for real. And if that ain't fucking dedication, I don't know what is. I mean, come on.
And it was just laying there, and he picked it up on set.
Yeah, he was like, fuck it, and he ate it. Like, bruh, that takes dedication.
One of my Before I go into the lore of Violator shit like that, one of my favorite scenes in the movie was when Spawn was in the gym, like to talk to like Wanda's daughter, I think. That you know what I'm talking about, that scene
Oh, yes.
where he's in the gym, and I think like Spawn's about to leave or something, and out of nowhere we hear like a whistle, and we just the camera pans up to the bleachers, and we see and we see the clown dressed up as a high school cheerleader
Mm-hmm.
with pom poms, and he's doing a cheer for Spawn, and he's just going. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, and it makes me kind of sad because I was hoping like he kind of was like his partner in crime like throughout the journey, and then it's like he had to be a bad guy. It's like that's such a shame. It seems like they were connecting a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's what the movie was kind of doing. In the comics, it's completely different. In in the comics, like Violator is Violator. He's a violent, nasty, perverted, you know, demon who talks about killing people and women and children and like all these grand details because he's evil. He even like insults Spawn and goes on this big like paragraph saying, "Oh, who do you think you are, Spawn?" He's like, I can rip out your heart and shove up your ass," and he goes on and on and on.
I can change him.
And and in the movie, they took that and they made him more goofy and more slapsticky, and I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good. Like even if it's not like the comics, I still enjoyed it. I think he was like I think we both agree, like we said multiple times, he was the best part of the movie.
Yeah. Like don't like if you are curious about this movie, don't waste your time watching it cuz you might want to, just stick your head in a shit-filled toilet. That'd be a better experience. What you need to do is just go on YouTube and just search Spawn movie John Leguizamo and you'll be fine. That's all you need.
That that ending fight though, the great climactic battle.
Oh yes. Oh, the amazing fight scene of whatever the fuck that was. You know what? At least it had action. There was at least it was something, some form of action.
Oh my gosh. Like yeah, there was some it was something.
I'm not saying it was great, but it was something.
Because I remember when I first watched this movie, because I'm not gonna lie, this was my first introduction to Spawn.
I
I
mean,
didn't know
fair
I didn't
enough.
know about yeah, I didn't know about the comics, I didn't know about the HBO show. Um I I like when I was a little younger, I watched this movie, and I watched. I was like, man, this is bad. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, this is a comic book. Then I looked into the comic and then I saw there was an HBO show. And I watched the HBO show and I fell in love. When I was a little older, when I was a teen. But I will say that if it wasn't for this movie, I wouldn't know anything about it. So at least that's one good thing. One good thing the movie did.
That's true. That's true. Which in that
But the
case, um,
mhm,
one of these days I need to actually just watch the Spawn series.
it's great.
I mean, so far
It's
from the
on it's on Max, I believe.
well, yeah, it's an HBO series. I wouldn't. I don't know why it wouldn't.
True. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, to specify and to give the audiences like a clear like a good description of like what the special effects look in the movie. The special effects, most of them look like a PlayStation 2 video game
No, 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 no,
or
no, no. I
one
was gonna say not
PlayStation 1.
PS2.
Yeah,
PS
yeah, because PS2 looks better. PlayStation 1.
like in not like a PS1 cutscene. Not like in game, but like
Yes.
a cinematic cutscene in a PS1 game. That's what it looked like.
Yes. And there's even like a scene like when he gets his suit on Spawn, like gets his suit at the graveyard where the Satanists are, because they're trying to like send like a message to Satan or something.
Mm-hmm.
Why were they? Was that just the whole reason why they were there?
I,
They were just it was just kind of random.
I don't know. I don't know.
And the clown walks over and he's like, "Oh, hey, it's some Satanists." He's like, "Hey, you want to help?" He's like, "Oh, yes, yes." He's like, "What do you know Satan?" He's like, "Oh, I work with him." He's like, "Oh," they're like, "Oh, awesome." And then for some reason, I think like somehow I don't fully remember. Some like his did Spawn hit him with a shovel, or somehow he got hit in the face with a shovel? The clown did.
I swear to God, I thought like one of them got their arms ripped off or something. I don't know. It was something.
Because I remember like someone hits him in the face with a shovel, and then they lay the shovel down, and it has his like face imprinted in the shovel, and like the face starts talking to the Satanist, and he tells him to start digging.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 movie,
Yes. But
yeah, yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably say this part, then you can, say your thing. There's this effect when Spawn grabs like this locket from his grave, because that's why they're at the, that's why they're at the graveyards to look at Al Simmons' body to show that he's dead. So he grabs like the locket, and there's like this glowing green effect on the locket. I don't know if you saw this, Lo-Fi, but if you can see very closely, you can see the effect is cut off. So it looks like there's a box,
Oh, for
like a
real?
yes,
Oh, that's
around
amazing.
around the locket. And
Oh
you can
my
see
God.
it,
Yes.
like the effect isn't faded in or nothing. You could see it where it cuts off. Like they picked the effect and they dragged it and they just put it in there.
I love that. That's funny.
Because when I first noticed, I was like, that like wait, hold on. And I paused the movie. I'm like, no way.
I love it.
But yeah. What were what were you saying before I said that?
I was just gonna say, like, is there anything else to talk about with this movie?
Uh, Special effects are ass. Performances, most of them are ass except John Leguizamo, and the movie has a lot of funny parts. So I would give it a solid. Um, Man, that's kind of hard. My critic scale, I'm gonna give it at least a 4 out of 10 critic scale. But my guilty pleasure scale, it's a 10. So those are my two scales.
See, with me, now as a movie, it's like a 3 out of 10. 3, no, no, I'll be nice, 4, 4. Because 5 out of 10 for me is like, it's an okay movie. It's not, it's just okay. Like, I mean, it's bad, but I mean, it's like, it's just like, it did its thing, you know? This movie, like, the way it is and everything as structured as like a movie, it's not great. And it's got, like, it's just got so many things wrong with it. I mean, but also at the same time, it has its good moments. So I will give it a 4 out of 10. Now like as a so good it's bad movie at that type of rating, I probably still will have to I'll give it a 5 out of 10 on my scale. Cuz it didn't really
Hmm.
make me laugh per se. It just made me like kind of it just kind of made me a little what's the word? Enthralled? Is that the word?
It could be.
I think.
Were you shocked to see like how bad the effects were?
Yes, I was shocked. Them effects, like, holy shit. I thought I swear, I thought I was looking at a beta cut of the movie or something. But, yeah, it, that definitely enthralled me. And, you know, there were some cheesy, dumb moments, but it also just had, like, the basic bare bones of, like, with plot points and everything. Didn't really do anything original with it. So, I mean, it wasn't like anything like, means not that it's a bad thing. That's kind of like the basics with these movies in the 90s, so I wasn't surprised. But I mean, John Leguizamo was fun. I mean, Martin Sheen was pretty entertaining, you know, being like, "Oh, I'm such a bad guy." And, you know, Michael J. White, I mean, it's Michael J. White. Look, I'm just going to say this right now. Um Look, I may be a little sexually attracted to Michael J. White, you know. That's all there is to it. Cuz you want to know fucking why? Cuz it's Michael J. White. And no one can stop me from it.
Yeah, you do you, buddy.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. I am,
Hell yeah.
yes, 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 yes. But yeah, that's so bad. It's good. 5 out of 10. It was fine. But actual movie wise, 4 out of 10. So yeah,
Hmm. No, 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 no. Before we talk about Naked Gun, I gotta say this. So, for years, Todd McFarlane, who's the owner of Spawn, um, he's owned Spawn s- since the first issue,
has he seen this
and
movie?
he's the one that produced it.
Okay, all
His
right.
name, yeah, yeah, his name's on this movie. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
he,
Okay, all right. Go ahead, go
he
ahead.
he- he's been wanting to make another one, like another live action movie. He's been wanting to make it for years. Recently, he was in talks with Jamie Foxx playing as Spawn, and now the movie is being produced by Blumhouse, and it's gonna be rated R, I believe. Hopefully, it's rated R. and they Jason Blum said that the movie is going to be edgy and more closer to the comics. I'm praying to God that they don't mess this up because they got because the first movie, the one we're talking about, was so bad, but not only that, like they got the writers that wrote the Joker movie to do it, which is kind of strange.
Wait, what now?
And they, yeah, for this new Spawn movie that's in production with Jamie Foxx, they got the writers of the first Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix.
Hey, I not a bad idea. I can,
And they
I
got,
can,
yeah,
interesting. I could, yeah, maybe. Why not?
and they got the writers for the new Captain America movie coming out like next year, I believe. So this thing, like, is the script is being written. They said like they want it to release next year or in 2026. All I'm gonna say is that if they want this movie to come out next year or in 2026, they better start getting the ball going because they only got Jamie Foxx attached. The script I bet isn't even finished. I bet they haven't done any costume tests or nothing. I bet there's no storyboards. I bet there's nothing. They need to get this going because if they want to have, the clown in it, if they want more edgier and grittier and darker, like they said, they're gonna need to do that.
Jamie
And I'm
Foxx,
kind of
though.
I don't think that's a bad choice
It's
because
it's not, but also but the because Jamie Foxx, like, I don't know.
he
He's
doesn't have he doesn't have that deep voice like Spawn has,
yeah. I mean,
like Keith David.
he's a great actor. He can be intimidating in his roles, but for this type of character, I don't see it. I'm sure he'll do fine, but I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't blame you. Like I was kind of on the fence about it as well. But he's talked about in a couple interviews that like he's seen like some of Todd's storyboards because Todd drew I think only a couple. He drew like how the cape was gonna look like in the movie, and he says that the cape is going to look magical, mythical. Basically, it's going to be breathtaking to look at. But but I'm worried because it's being produced by Blumhouse.
Well, see, I'm not too. I'm actually not too worried. Cause even if the movie isn't the not gonna be the greatest, I feel like it will still be better than this Spawn movie.
True.
But and also Blumhouse has come out with like some good movies. I think Whiplash was one of them that Blumhouse produced. I think it's like one of the first movies that they produced. And Whiplash is a really great movie. And what's another one that was it? Get Out? Didn't he produce that? I think he did. But he's produced some bangers. But Jamie Foxx, though, that's kind of interesting. Writers of the Joker movie. You know,
Oh,
I'm curious.
also,
What?
they're having Jeremy Renner play as Twitch, who is a detective in the comics, and Twitch is also in the HBO show.
Jeremy Renner. I don't know why. Jeremy Renner just makes me laugh.
He's a great actor.
He's no,
Um,
yeah, he is a good actor. It's just I just remember that. Do you remember the Jeremy Renner app fiasco?
I don't think so.
I'll have to show you. I'll see if the guys that are listening to this, if you know, you know. The Jeremy Renner app fiasco is so funny. But I'll show you sometime. But yeah, Jeremy Renner. Okay, cool.
But we will have to see. They better get this movie going because like Superman's in production right now, and that looks amazing. I know a lot of people don't like how the suit looks. Controversial opinion. I like the suit because a lot of people are ripping into it right now.
I just don't give too much of a shit about Superman. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just haven't dipped my toes in Superman media that much. I should sometime.
Don't look at any of Zack Snyder's work
I've only seen the
about
first.
Superman.
I seen the first one, but I mean, I know there's other stuff out there.
Like which one? The Christopher Reeve one?
No, I never seen those ones. I seen the Zack Snyder Superman movie.
Oh, oh, lo-fi. You probably shouldn't have started there.
Well, I seen the one like back in '06, but that was like years ago.
Oh yeah, the Brandon Routh one.
Yeah, I think it's what it is.
Hmm. Yeah, Superman Returns.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We should definitely watch it then sometime. That's a classic. The
definitely,
original Superman
definitely.
with Chris Reeve.
Yes. Okay, so now let's talk about Naked Gun.
Yes.
Naked Gun. Oh man, back when parody movies, not parody, spoof movies were fresh and good. God. So,
I loved it.
I knew you would like it. Didn't you say you've seen it before or you haven't seen it?
I saw like the other ones. I think I saw the second one. I've seen clips on YouTube.
Okay. Well, which I'm sure, I mean, everyone has. But yes. So, do you want to talk about your experience?
Uh it it reminds me of some of my own detective work. it,
It reminds
it
you of
remind,
your own detective work.
yeah,
That
because there's
I am scared of you as a detective.
there's some things that he does in the movie. It's like, oh yeah, I'll do that.
So,
uh, the first scene, oh my gosh, it was like,
all right,
wasn't it
well,
like in,
but
yeah.
before you start, I just want to say, so Naked Gun is basically but in the '80s, spoof movies they were a thing. And of course, if you know spoof movies, you know Leslie Nielsen. Of course, he's in it, along with Priscilla Presley and O.J. Simpson. I know, O.J.
Mhm.
Simpson. I mean, I know he's a great actor, isn't he? Isn't O.J. Simpson a great actor?
He barely has one line of dialogue in the
But
movie.
but he doesn't. He's so great, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, and we'll just go from there. Um, but Priscilla Presley, you know, Elvis's wife, just a weird cast of people. Now that I came to realize, but so in this plot of the movie, there's these bad guys that are trying to assassinate the queen. Um, And well,
of the Queen of England,
yes,
Queen
and
Elizabeth, I think the second,
yes, yes.
I believe. Yeah.
Which it don't matter. I don't know. I'm not British. I don't know the British shit. Zafina's gonna have to teach me. Um, so he's an incompetent police detective, and he must try to find whoever's trying to attempt to assassinate poor Queen Elizabeth. And well, let's just say he goes through a bunch of shit. So, cousin, if you may,
Monologues, 10 out of 10.
the best.
As a fellow monologuer myself, these monologues are magnifique. Like they are perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, but as I was saying before, like the first scene caught me off guard. Like it was a bunch of these like terrorists in like the Middle East, I think. I could be wrong.
I think.
I
Yeah.
was halfly, yeah, I think it was in the Middle East. Um, and they're out there and they're saying like, "Oh, we gotta like bomb America and show them like who's boss." And then out of nowhere, just you did not expect it. You did not expect it at all. I didn't expect it. Out of nowhere, like he punches the dude because he has a robe on. The detective does. He has like one of their robes to blend in,
Yeah.
and he just punches the guy. I think he that's all he does is punch because I don't think he shoots them. I think he just uses his hands the entire time. And like he was punching one dude and he was acting like it's like a punching bag. And and I'm just thinking to myself, this is already amazing. And then like after he defeats them all, like they're like, "Who are you?" And I forget the character's name. I think it's Frank something. I think
Who?
the character.
The detective?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Frank, but I just always call him Leslie Nielsen because it's Leslie Nielsen.
and yeah, and he's like, "I'm Frank something," and and like stay away from like the United States or something. I can't remember fully what he said because I was just so appalled by that scene. I just did not expect it.
Yeah.
And then and then we see him come to the United States, and he through by plane, and he gets off, and as he's getting off the plane, like all these people are cheering, and he thinks it's for him, and and so he walks. and, and so his partner tells him like, "Hey, your girlfriend or fiance cheated on you," and he's like, "Ah, can't believe this." And then and he's just venting through the mic to all these people about like he's like, "I know you all want to see me, but I'm not in the mood right now. I've just been through a horrible breakup. My heart was ripped out of my chest." And then he's like, Frank, his partner is like, "Frank." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's not for you." He's like, "What?" It's like, it's for the queen." He's like, "The queen." And every time he drives, he always hits something. He hits another car when he parks, or hits
I
or
I
hits like
swear
a dumpster.
I remember the one scene. I think he was going back to the station. Like the car
Yeah.
was like driving away, and then Leslie Nielsen just pulls out a gun. Just oh man, someone stole my car! Damn it! I
Because
think
the
it was like
entire time yeah,
I think he was like the either the brake or something fucked up, so it was like the car was moving on its own. He's like, oh shit!
he didn't put in park. That's
Yeah,
the
he
thing. He
didn't put it
didn't
in
put
park.
in
That's what
park,
it is.
and his airbags went off for some because he fucking hit another car, I think,
Yeah.
or hit like a dumpster, and he gets out of the car and starts moving down the street, and it like he starts shooting. He's like, "Someone get the license plate! Someone get the license plate!" As he's shooting it, he blows up his own fucking car by shooting it. And he's like, and as everyone's like going crazy and stuff, he's like, "Okay, someone write this in the report. I'm too busy." Oh, we forgot about O.J. Simpson.
I mean, I think he kind of deserves to be forgotten about, for being honest. Don't you think?
I think he's got to be honest. I think he's got the funniest scenes because his the reason why they're so funny is because in each scene O.J. Simpson's in, he gets shot, punched, hurt somehow. He gets like thrown like one scene he's in a wheelchair and he like he falls off like the baseball stadium, like he goes down the stairs and his body tumbles into the stadium. Like there's so many scenes where he's getting hurt.
If only that happened in real life, right?
Yeah, I agree. Like one of my favorite scenes, like when he's in the hospital and like
When the
the
bed like
villain,
fucks up and like folds
yeah,
folds him.
and his fucking head, like Frank's head, goes to OJ's dick, and he like there's so many gay jokes in this movie, and each one has made me laugh. It's amazing.
What are like my favorite scenes in that movie? Well, I mean, there's a lot of favorite scenes, but I always love like the small little jokes that you sometimes like go over your head. But
Mhm.
one scene I remember is like during like they meet OJ Simpson at the hospital, and his wife is like, "Oh man, oh I'm so sad. Oh
Yeah.
man, oh I hope he's okay." And then like Leslie Nielsen's like, "Don't worry, I'll stop at nothing to find to what do you say?" He was like, "I'll stop at nothing to find out who did this." And then he goes to the partner and he says, "Okay, let's go get some lunch."
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes, it's the exact same scene, was when they're trying to comfort her, right? Because like the doctor said, like, oh, like O.J. Simpson's character is gonna die. He could like not return to the force and stuff like that. It's high chances, 50-50. And the entire time, like, because Frank's heartbroken over this girl that cheated on him with like some musician, I think.
I
Um,
don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a musician. Uh, basically like the his partner, Frank's partner, is like he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna don't worry, like we're gonna get him like when your husband's like fully recovered, he's gonna go back on the force. He's like and like Frank's like, let's be honest here, he's probably never gonna go back to the force.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but like that really cracks me up. And then I think like he said like his partner's like, oh don't worry, like he's gonna recover like fully, and he's like, I don't think, I mean it looks pretty, he might die. You may have to start like filling out his will or something like that. I think he said. I could be wrong. Uh but I remember like he was just the entire time it's just him saying something negative.
Like, oh,
And
he might die. It's like, Jesus, like, come on, at least be a little hopeful.
and one of my favorite scenes is when he's talking to OJ Simpson to figure out like who shot him at the dock. And he's like, tell me who did this. He's like, I love you, because I love you is like the on the boat that's
Yes.
on the ship.
Yeah, yeah,
And, and he's like, I know, but do you want to say that right now?
yeah.
And he's like, I need drugs. And he's like, okay, I can get the nurse. He's like, no, heroin. He's like, it may take me a few days to get you that, buddy.
Hell yeah. It's the small things that just like, oh, it's so funny.
Oh
Also,
man. Mhm.
Also, I mean, let's talk about, good old Priscilla Presley.
Yes.
I mean, in that movie, that girl is gorgeous. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just damn.
Not only that, she's a great actress.
Oh,
Even with her, like, her performance was pretty good.
I don't know if I've seen her in other stuff. I think she just well known just for Naked Gun. I'm sure she's been in other stuff. I'm sure she has, but that's all I know. That's all I've seen her in. Hmm. But yeah,
And a
she.
lot of the, like, yeah, a lot of her jokes were also really funny as well.
Oh yeah, she did really well. She did really well.
Excuse me.
Now I do love the scene, and I Leslie
I think I know what you're talking about.
with when Leslie Nielsen and freaking Leslie Nielsen and Priscilla
Mhm.
Presley. They where they're like dating for like one fucking day. It's just like they're
Mhm.
getting like tattoos and shit, and they're just like just doing a bunch of shit like lovers would do after like being with each other for so long.
It's a montage too, so you think like it's like over like a week or a year.
Yeah,
No, it's a day.
and Priscilla's like, "Oh man, I had such a great morning with you." It's like, "God damn, that was all in a fucking morning." And then
One of my yeah, go ahead.
and then like I don't know if they did that at the same day or whichever, but like later on, they were like, gonna have sex, and it's like,
Mhm.
did you bring protection? And well, it just cuts to a scene of just them wearing like big ass fucking condoms on each other, and it's just like, oh, okay,
Yeah, like that scene was pretty funny. Like I think that happened right before that, but that's what I was gonna talk about. Like that was like one of my favorite scenes because it was just you just weren't expecting it, especially at a PG-13 movie as well.
right,
And like well, I mean Anchorman's pretty raunchy and that's PG-13, but this was like in the 80s. So,
well, they
but
they're different with the way they rated things back in the day.
yeah. And yeah, because like Ghostbusters was PG and that's definitely like a PG-13 movie.
Yeah,
But
exactly, exactly.
but basically like that scene like and also like just isn't it also kind of funny like just how like she breaks into his house like like she literally like breaks his lock like she doesn't have a key to his house. She breaks into his apartment.
She's like wearing one of his shirts too.
Yeah, yeah, she's wearing one of his shirts. She's cooking food, and he's like, "Oh," he's not concerned at all. He's like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, it's okay."
I mean, you know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah, true,
I
true,
mean, it's Priscilla Presley for God's sakes. I mean, I'd be simping.
true, true. Same, I'm in the same boat. And um, and basically, like, it's just like that whole scene. Like I said, like they got good chemistry. Funny enough,
They actually
a
did.
lot of
They
the actors in this movie
Oh yeah.
have good chemistry.
Oh yeah, they were having a fun time. They were having a good time.
Also, like I didn't understand this joke, so I don't know what they're eating. But like they were like at like a stakeout, like because they're looking at the European dude who's evil.
Hmm.
He's trying to kill the queen,
Is it
and
because
they're
he's
having
wait, are you saying he's evil because he's European? Ace.
no,
Oh
no.
my god. Cancel him.
Hey, I can't.
Ex-
You can't blame me because James Bond does it all the time.
Execute him now.
I can't believe it. Oh, the Twitter people on Twitter are gonna rip me apart. Oh no.
Probably, yeah.
Nah, who cares? He was a European villain. That's what he was. He was a spoof of European villains, and he did great. He was a good villain. He did a good performance, unironically.
Yeah.
And and basically, like in the movie, like they're like watching him because like they're suspecting that he's gonna kill the the queen of England. It was Indy. You know,
Wait, hold on. Stop. Hey, you're cutting out.
I was cutting out.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to re-say that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back a little bit.
Okay, tell me one. Like, what do I have to say?
Uh, it was you're talking about the European villain guy.
All right, and about like
Just
him
start. Just
killing,
start
trying
from
to
the.
kill the.
Just start from the beginning.
All right, tell me one.
Okay. Go.
There's like this European guy who wants to kill who's the bad guy who wants to kill the Queen of England for some reason. I don't think there was a reason. He just wanted to kill her. And basically the detective with his partner Frank with his partners at a stakeout, and they're eating like this candy and their lips were all pink. Like, do you know like what that was? Because I didn't get the joke there.
I think they're like some form of nuts or something, like cinnamon nuts. I don't
Uh
really remember myself. It's some form of candy like that makes your just lips pink because it's pink candy.
yeah, it was a fun little goofy moment.
Yeah.
And when he breaks in to this guy's office, okay, so he's like he's looking around trying to find evidence of him trying to of evidence of this European guy killing the queen. He
Yeah.
literally finds a paper that says I want to kill the queen. And it has like the villain's name underneath it. And how he sees this is that he has a lighter to like because it's dark in the room. So he's trying to look at the paper and he actually catches the paper on fire, burning the
And
evidence.
then the whole office gets fucked up on fire.
And he's like throwing vases, crashing vases as he's trying to put out this fire.
Oh, I think he ain't gonna know it all. Which I think he
Doesn't
was.
even
Huh?
yeah,
Oh, I was gonna say I think he was there earlier in that office,
he
and
was.
he had that. There was a fish. It was like, oh, look, this is a rare ass fish and everything, and I don't know what happened. Like, he like somehow got the. He like threw something into that said freaking the water tank thing.
Fish tank.
The fish tank. Jesus, why couldn't I think what it was called?
Yeah.
The fish tank, and tried to get the pen. The fish bit him, but accidentally killed the fish when he put his hands behind his back. Just a whole mess.
And and the funny thing is like the pen was like incredibly valuable because it was like made out of like a very valuable like metal or something like that. And so as he's like trying, and it was like unbreakable, I think. So he was trying to break it, and then like the other part of the pen, because there's a cap on it, as he's trying to break it, it flies off into the tank, and and then like he tries to grab it, and the fish bites him, and then he tries to hold it behind his back. I think even the fish bites him on the nose.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because like the European villain dude, he's like, "Hey, do you need a Kleenex? I'll get you a Kleenex."
And then like
Oh man,
as
there's mhm.
and as he's like leaving to like shake his hand, like his hand is like soaking wet.
And there's water coming out of like his coat, like of his suit jacket.
Yeah.
There's so many great moments like that are just so funny.
Hell yeah.
There's this mo there's this moment where he's monologuing, like talking about the case and stuff like a noir detective would. And he was monologuing and he was walking and this got me. This joke got me. He was walking and he's like, I realized something. I don't know where the hell I am. And
Oh
he
yeah.
and he just and, and he just looks down and he sees that the sidewalk ended. He's like all the way on top of this big ass hill.
to to
It's
be
just
fair, I can relate though.
oh yeah, like that was really funny.
Oh yeah.
That was a good moment.
Oh yeah.
Man, what other great moments? Oh man, OJ Simpson keeps getting hit, punched, kicked. The
Leslie Nielsen
force.
just being Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, there's like this scene where like the judge, I think, or I forget which like pull power that she's in,
Oh,
but yeah.
uh wait, thinking. I think that is like around there somewhere. But
Hmm, hmm.
Leslie Nielsen like has like a mic on him or something. And he's
Yep,
like, Are you were you about to talk about that scene?"
yep.
Okay, okay, can I talk about it?
Yes, of course.
Okay, Leslie Nielsen, he's like, here in the chitter chatter with the judge or whatever's going on. Um, he's like, "Oh man, I gotta take a piss." And he didn't turn off his mic or anything, so he's like he's going to the bathroom, and then you can hear through the mic like he's taking a big fat piss and just like making noises, just shoo. And the judge lady or whatever was just like, "Oh my god, no!" Uh, that's another one of my favorite scenes.
Oh my gosh. And the funny thing, like he doesn't know how to work a mic or mute it or nothing. He just in there not knowing. He he just goes back there. It's just it's the little things that just make this movie so good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh man. Uh and like there was like he would take this long ass piss that he there was like and then after he's done, there was like this long long pause that he immediately start up again.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like a
And,
pause, and then
yeah. It sounds like a fucking like what if it sounds like a stream jet.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was like one of the best parts of the movie. And then I think there was like a scene like they fired him because he goes to like protect the Queen of England from being assassinated. And how he does this is that he tackles the Queen of England and the Queen of England's like it like they take a photo that's very like what's the word? Lo-fi.
Uh, I don't. What didn't he grab like his boobs or something?
No, that's another scene. Like he's holding on to her and her legs like are wrapped around him. It's like because he tackled her
Oh,
and like they're
okay, yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And and basically like because of that like I think he was warned, I think. Or no, he got fired because he got another warning because he was it was during the scene when he was going out of the bad guy's house, the British villain's house and apartment place. And he's on the edge, and like there's these for some damn reason, there's these naked statues.
Yeah, with a giant stone dick.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of stone dicks, and then like he's trying to grab onto like the to hold on, and there's this woman there for some reason like not wearing a shirt, and like he grabs her tatas, and then he keeps going, and then he grabs onto the statue's dick. He then falls, and the dick like
It's
comes
hard.
around. Yeah, and then he he gets like he with his strength he gets up like on the ledge. He pulls by doing this he pulls like the dick out.
He like breaks it, and
Yeah,
then
he
like
breaks it.
he like enters in like some lady's apartment through the window, and and she's like, "Oh my god, you gonna assault me with a stone dildo? Oh my god!"
Yeah, and then like the next scene, like the judge lady's like, "You sexually assaulted a woman with a stone dildo."
It's like I did not do
It's
that at
like
all.
I did not do that song. Like those moments, like I just when I was watching, I was like, is this PG like is this rated R? Like those moments I was like, well that's pretty out there for PG-13.
See, you would think, but somehow it's not
Yeah, it's crazy. I would say this is probably like a hard PG-13, no pun intended.
hard. Yeah.
Um but there there was there was what other moments that were pretty good in this movie? Oh, when he was getting fired. Like these moments like kind of remind me of like the goofiness like of burning evidence and stuff like that like by accident. Like those moments would remind me of some of my cases cuz sometimes I'm a bit clumsy.
Hmm. Yes.
So
Yes.
it reminds me of something I would do. But there's a scene which I would never do this by the way, but it did make me chuckle. The scene where he's packing up his stuff to leave cuz he just got fired.
Hmm.
And he's packing up his stuff and he sees evidence from an old case and he pulls it he's like holy crap that's the so and so's case. He's like hey it says that he's innocent, hey we can help that person out. His partner's like we sent him to the chair like he
Oh. Uh
and and he's like and he literally says oh yeah and he just tosses it.
oh.
Like just that moment like that was pretty funny and but with that small moment you know like what kind of detective this guy is.
Definitely.
But I don't know if there's anything else to say. I guess the baseball scene was pretty funny when he was like like the last act like he was trying to save the queen because the queen's at a baseball game and like the British villains at the baseball game as well. And so to get in, because he's no longer a police officer, he has to keep like
He has to.
karate chopping all these people and stealing their clothes, Hitman style.
Yeah, and he like disguised as a freaking umpire.
Yeah. um like there's a yeah, like that scene that was really good because like he would lie like when there was an obvious like strike for one team, he would be like, "Oh, that didn't hit or that wasn't valid." And like, "What? That was a strike." It's like, "No, no, it wasn't."
He's safe, and then you just like, and then he like sees like the bad guy, or not the bad guy, the bad guy controlling like one of the baseball players to do the assassination. And Leslie Nielsen just pulls out his gun, and all the other umpires are like, "Okay, okay, Jesus Christ, don't shoot us."
He's like, yeah, it's not safe. It's not safe. Okay, okay.
He's safe. He's safe. Oh my God, you're right. You're right.
And one of my favorite parts in that whole scene, I thought was hilarious the entire time because he's trying to make sure that they're like, none of them have a gun on them. He's like frisking them the entire time, like the
Yeah.
entire game. And I just thought that was hilarious. Like you get up and close and you just start touching them. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Those moments were pretty funny.
Hell yeah.
I think there was even a couple scenes where he did to the same person multiple times. I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's not much else to talk about it.
I mean, the only thing to really talk about it is just, I mean, what would you rate it?
Oh, my critic scale, I'd probably give it a good old 7 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay, an 8 out of 10. I think it's a fun, good comedy. Yeah, it has some flaws here and there, but sometimes those flaws are also charms. So I think it's a good, fun movie. My like goofiness, like fun time, non-critic scale, a 10.
Nice.
That's my opinion.
I say I give it a 7. It's not one of my favorite comedies, but I mean, it's a fun classic like spoof movie, you know.
Oh yeah.
Especially because it kind of like pokes fun at the noir detective movies that were big back in those days.
There is a really good spoof noir detective movie, and it's called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. As what's his name? Real
That
quick, let me look
sounds
it up real quick.
familiar.
It's really good.
It sounds familiar, but yeah, I'll definitely have to check it sometime.
As Steve Martin in it.
Ah, Steve Martin. He's one to do not really much more. Has he been in spoof movies? And he's been in comedies.
Yeah, this Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid was a spoof. So yeah, he was in this one. He was probably in many others. I just can't think of it at the top of my head.
Hmm,
But that movie's really good.
interesting.
Um, but yeah, I that's my opinion on that. About that's a movie that we should watch sometime. Is Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
For sure, for sure. Um, and also the director's David Zucker. I totally forgot about David Zucker. I mean, he's made
Mm-hmm.
Airplane, probably my favorite one out of all the movies. The scary movies, Top Secret. He was
Yep.
the master of spoof. He knows how to make a funny movie for sure.
It's a shame like that, like Scary Movie and only a few spoof movies were actually really good. Like after a while, like they all kind of felt the same and kind of generic, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it happens.
True.
But anywho, well, I think we can wrap it around here. Um, so now my question to you is, what are you gonna recommend me for the next episode?
I have the perfect movie in mind.
Oh, you actually found one?
Yes, I did.
Ooh, let's fucking go. What is it?
It is Masters of the Universe.
Wait, the isn't that a cartoon?
Yes, but they made a live action movie in the 80s.
Really? I didn't know that.
And it was really bad. And it came out in 1987, and guess who is He-Man in this movie?
Who?
Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren?
Yes.
I
And guess who else is in this movie?
who?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox?
Yes.
This must have been like way obviously it has to be like way before they like got big. Well, Dolph Lundgren
And
I don't give two shits about, but Courtney Cox, that's funny.
in this movie, like the makeup is all I guess is you gotta watch it. It's nothing it's barely anything like the cartoon.
Oh, I never seen the cartoon, so I wouldn't really know,
And it's a beautiful mess.
but yeah,
Um
fucking
yeah,
the Russian guy in that one Rocky movie is playing as the was it what's the character He-Man?
He-Man.
Playing as fucking He-Man. Now, who plays as Skeletor? That is the real question.
Forgive me if I misspell or missay any of these names. Frank Langella?
Frank Langella?
Yeah,
Oh, hmm. Okay, all right. I know who he is. I know who he is.
yeah.
But I rarely seen him in stuff, so I mean, that's neat.
But yes, my friend, I was thinking about it as like, because this was actually a movie that I wanted to review sometime on the podcast. I was like, you know what? Why not the next episode?
Hell yeah. And so,
But yeah, what is your recommendation for
well,
me?
my recommendation to you, my friend, is actually a movie that I saw recently with my girlfriend. This movie is Howl's Moving Castle, a Studio Ghibli movie.
House of Moving Castle?
Howl's Moving Castle. You know Studio Ghibli, right?
Yes. They are I know of I've only seen one of their movies. And it was I think it was Ponyo, I think that's how you say it.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think that's the title. It is something like that, yeah.
Like I said, I probably mis said it. But alrighty, I got it. I'm gonna be checking this out.
All right, hell yeah. And now, something I should warn you about with this movie is that just don't try to like overthink with the movie because
Okay.
it's a magic movie. Just
So
sit back and go along with the ride.
that's perfect. So is Masters of the Universe.
Okay, good to know. Cause also, you want to know who one of the voice actors is?
Who?
Christian Bale.
Alrighty, that's badass.
You'll you'll
I
you'll
love Christian Bale.
you'll like it. You'll like it. I promise.
Alrighty, that sounds like a plan, my guy.
Hell yes. All right, so I think we can end it from here. All right. Do you have anything you want to say before I leave? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Um, to all the bread loaves, just let you know that Ace is on the case. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of the CineFiles.
I'm Lo-Fi Wi-Fi, and I am the ghost who smokes. And thank you, Ace, for joining me in this episode. Now, until next time, please keep on vibing. All right, say goodbye, Ace.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.